Hi, I'm Ron de Parmesan with your Newscats update. The humanitarian crisis in Lebanon has reached catastrophic proportions, with over 1.2 million people displaced and thousands dead amid relentless Israeli airstrikes. This staggering figure represents nearly 22% of Lebanon's total population of 5.49 million, marking the largest displacement in the nation's history, according to caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati. The situation on the ground is dire, with approximately 875 collective shelters currently housing over 155,600 displaced individuals. Alarmingly, around 625 of these shelters have reached maximum capacity, forcing many to sleep in public spaces, including streets and parks. The crisis has been exacerbated by a pre-existing economic collapse, with 44% of Lebanon's population already living in poverty before this recent escalation. Meow. The international community has not been idle in the face of this catastrophe. On October 1, 2024, the United Nations, in collaboration with the Lebanese government, launched a flash appeal seeking $426 million to provide humanitarian assistance to 1 million people affected by the ongoing crisis. UNICEF has also released a separate appeal for $105 million, specifically targeting the needs of children caught in the crossfire. The United States has stepped up as well, with Secretary of State Antony Blinken announcing a pledge of nearly $157 million in humanitarian aid for Lebanon. This comes on top of an additional $100 million pledged by President Joe Biden for humanitarian aid to Gaza, along with an extra $21 million announced by US Aid Administrator Samantha Power during her visit to Egypt. However, the delivery of this much-needed aid faces significant challenges due to the ongoing military actions. A plane carrying 40 tons of medical supplies from the World Health Organization recently landed in Beirut, but the lack of a functional coordination mechanism for humanitarian agencies hinders effective response efforts. The Israeli airstrikes have not only targeted military infrastructure but also humanitarian operations, compromising the safety of aid workers and further complicating relief efforts. The health sector has been particularly hard hit, with 40 out of 317 primary healthcare centres currently dysfunctional due to the conflict. This amounts to around 12.6% of all centres being unable to provide services, primarily resulting from damage inflicted by airstrikes and the prevailing insecurity that has led many healthcare workers to flee their posts. Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, Director General of the World Health Organization, has emphasized the critical needs of displaced persons, stating, "The impact of the conflict on health is catastrophic," and asserting that immediate humanitarian access is needed. It's crucial to understand that this crisis didn't emerge in a vacuum. The recent escalation is part of a broader conflict that began on October 7, 2023, when Hamas launched Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, a surprise attack that included the firing of over 5,000 rockets into Israel and the breaching of the Gaza-Israel barrier by militants. This initial assault resulted in the deaths of approximately 1,200 Israelis, the majority of whom were civilians, while around 250 individuals were taken hostage into Gaza. Since then, the casualty figures have reached alarming levels. Over 41,802 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza due to Israeli strikes, with injuries exceeding 96,844 according to the Hamas-run health ministry. An additional 723 individuals have lost their lives in the West Bank. Collectively, this ongoing conflict has resulted in at least 66,469 casualties across the affected regions. The geopolitical implications of this crisis cannot be overstated. Lebanon's complex history, shaped by a diverse mix of religious and ethnic groups, has long been influenced by regional conflicts. The presence of Hezbollah complicates relationships and escalates tensions, with the current hostilities partly spurred by ongoing confrontations between Israeli forces and Hezbollah operatives. The stakes involved are not limited to humanitarian aid. This crisis speaks volumes about regional stability and international relations. As we continue to cover this developing crisis, your insights and questions are invaluable. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of global events. The world must remain vigilant and committed to seeking solutions that prioritize humanitarian considerations over political interests, ensuring that the people of Lebanon receive the support and care they need during these unprecedented times. I'm Ron de Parmesan, and this has been another Newscat special report. Thank you for watching, and don't go far because another breaking story is right around the corner. Meow!